Okay, so. Just a recap for some of our friends at home. As we're looking at doing our designs, we have like a question about how to do something like this, where if you have a hole that's inside of things, like say the lid of a cup, we have an example of how you can create these guides to slide a cover back and forth, or you just have some sort of pivot where you have that cover kind of pivot on one point and slide into place to cover things up. Okay, so that's if you're trying to create some sort of closable lid. Now, Ari has a question about whether or not we can take those pieces that they give us and find ways to curve what we find in TinkerCAD.
I mean, like, I just thought of that because of, I'm not saying,
Okay.
like, it just made me think, I thought about it from, like.
So, I would honestly, I'd say your best bet to find what you need is you want to probably do a Google search to find out how to curve things the way that you want. Like, I don't necessarily know specifically which way you're trying to shape things. Like, can you bend objects? Or how about, can you bend objects in TinkerCAD? It says, tucked away in the shape generator's menu, the extrusion shape allows you to make smooth, parametric curve shapes that you can customize to your exact needs.
I found.
There's going to be many different ways that you can bend a shape. I would just look at like TinkerCAD, curved pieces, TinkerCAD, bending a shape. You're going to find, some helps there to make sure that you can get what you need. And there's going to be multiple ways to do it.
I saw, it shows a picture of this guy being able to curve something, but.
Well, it's not necessarily all visual.
But then it's like, but it doesn't, but when I look at what it looks like, I go to our TinkerCAD.
Or TinkerCAD custom shapes.
Custom shapes. I don't.
Using the shape generator.
Shape generator? I don't, where is that? Where is the shape generator?
Let me see what this
Writing's
is.
not that easy, but Grammarly can help.
Oh my god.
This sentence is
Shape
grammatically correct.
generator. Oh, shape generator. I found shape generator.
You found the shape generator now?
Well, featured and or all. I mean, I'm seeing some curved things, but I want to know how to curve.
Like something that you already have?
Yeah, like I don't want to just get. I want to. How can you actually?
You just want to bend something that you already have.
Yes, like.
Okay.
I mean, I just need to bend it to where like it doesn't have. You don't see that flat bottom sticking out like on my penguin.
Okay.
Like.
I understand. So you don't want to create something new entirely.
Well, I want to like curve it to where like you won't see the flat.
Okay, well let's take a look at this one first, okay? Let's see what this does for us. Oh, I'm gonna have to wait until this shows up. And we'll have to put the links for some of these up in Google Classroom as well, the ones that we find particularly useful.
Ooh, I think I got something nice. It's a little big.
Let's take a look at this one. This might be helpful for some people to generate your own shapes.
And friends, I am back, and I've got a lesson here that has been pretty popular about the shape generators, and it was made before there were some cool changes to TinkerCAD. So Okay, let's start with naming files. Now all we do is click and put the name we want in the box. So there I've got my shape generators.
No,
You
hold
can
on.
see I've got the
Sorry,
cool
guys.
extrusion over here. When you start TinkerCAD, you will be in
I just realized that, of course, you can't hear much of anything, so I'm gonna backtrack just slightly.
Begin a tour and show you where they are now. Okay, let's start with naming files. Now all we do is click and put the name we want in the box. So there I've got my shape generators. You can see I've got the cool extrusion over here. When you start TinkerCAD, you will be in the basic shapes, but you can simply move down to the featured shape generators and you'll have access to the ones that they find to be the most useful. The one that I taught you about was the extrusion. This little tool is awesome because you can come over here to the shape and you can drag these handles and make them into something totally different. So like I'm gonna make a little dinosaur foot by simply stretching these out and arranging them so they look kind of like a dinosaur foot. These would be called Bezier curves. So when you stretch the handles, they adjust. I need to have a third dinosaur foot. So I'm gonna just bring this one over here and over here so that I've only got one curve to be the back of the foot. Lots of room to adjust, and then what's magical is as you adjust them, they show up on the other spot almost instantly. There is my cool dinosaur foot. So many incredible things you can do with this, including bringing out another one and using it to round another shape. So I'm gonna come over here and give it a nice curve.
Okay, you have a question, Aaron?
So now that I've gone to the piece that I'm talking about, I've noticed that now, like, it doesn't show the lengths on it at all. Like, it's just like this now. It doesn't have the length there.
How do you do that though? Like, how do you?
Okay, but you
It's
also
in
have
shape
your,
generator.
you also have your snap grid too, right?
I know, but like, how come
So you're
it's-
able to count.
Why isn't it? It doesn't have. I mean, all the other shapes do, but I mean, like,
And this particular shape, which is the feet,
no, this,
this
no,
white one,
Yes, that white one. Like, I mean, like,
try clicking ruler. And then click on it again.
but wait.
I'm trying to find
Yeah,
one
but
like that.
it's no like usually it'll hold up. Usually, like the other shapes have the thing here. I mean, they have the.
Oh, that you're
wheels.
able to change.
Yeah, but why doesn't this doesn't? Why does this just doesn't
don't
have
know.
it anymore? I don't know why.
I don't know either. Neither does that. So it seems to depend on the piece.
I don't. Why is it saying created by some? I think
Oh yes, sir. I just think I agree with
that's never
way
happened
bigger.
before. I mean,
What?
why does it never said?
What that says is that type of piece was something that was added by
I know,
a
but
particular person.
it wasn't there before.
Okay,
I mean,
I don't know either.
why doesn't it have?
I don't know what you're stressing over,
I mean,
really.
All the every shape should have like these down here, but
Okay.
they don't. Oh, I mean, like,
I don't have an answer for you. What are we trying to do that that we need something back? If you can be more specific as to what you're trying to do, I can help. Does that make sense, Ari?
I guess. Well, I'm just gonna
So,
do something.
does this meet a need that some of you guys have?
I'm like, I think it helped because I could look through and I found something that.
Yeah, I know, and the thing is, in some of those cases, you look through, you found something that met a need, but when you want to customize something, would this be helpful as far as being able to customize that? I think so. Okay, and to be able to create those shapes that we need. For each of your specific wants and needs, if you can specifically tell me, because I can't anticipate what you are going to want to do. So it's difficult for me to give you, information ahead of time when I don't know what is needed. So right now, I think that this could be helpful. I think I need to understand better exactly what Ari needs. I don't know what he's.
I want to know why is this shape showing all the. This is the only thing here. This is the only thing here literally that is just,
That is
That-
showing those radius, because
Yeah,
all
and-
that was a simple cone. And nothing, I think, was really modified on it from the original, whereas I think a lot of the others, there was more modifications.
but I mean, just a few minutes ago, it wasn't like that.
Okay, well, I have no control over it. Try getting out and coming back in, maybe that will help.
I did, that's what I did.
Okay. I don't know why your view changed. I don't know what you clicked on that would be different.
Ooh, now I got it.
So you're hoping for all these different ways to change things, and you're upset that it's not showing for these other things now.
I'm confused, I don't understand why it's not showing.
I understand your confusion, or that you are confused.
What was that? That one works fine. That one,
Yeah, I'm trying to find, I'm trying to click around to see what is different, okay?
okay.
I'm just gonna open on mine, because right now I don't know why you are responding the way that you are.
That's really weird. I don't know why, but it only works for the extrusion. Like, it doesn't work for the it doesn't work for the pipe.
Okay.
I would,
Well, first off, I'm going to share this, and then I'm going to continue to work on understanding how to change things back for Ari.
it looks like it only works for that.
It should say 60. I don't know why it doesn't.
Ooh, on the fidget spinner, it looks different.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, you can drag a picture or choose one.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really weird. Oh my gosh. Ooh, nice. I'm making like the coolest, what they would call a
Okay, so going back, taking a look at stuff. Here for Ari, see what's going on.
noise. I just made what they would say is a fidget spinner, but I don't think it is.
Okay, so what I'm doing is taking a copy of exactly what you have so far, so I'm not changing yours.
okay.
Okay, so you're worried about that. So I'm trying to find out what has changed for you that you can't see the information that you're looking for. That's all I'm trying to do.
Okay.
TinkerCAD was designed for this.
I think TinkerCAD, you can do a lot of things in TinkerCAD.
Mhm.
I think this is perfectly fine, you just don't have a ton of experience yet.
Yeah, especially not with this stuff.
Honestly, I think you guys are doing a great job so far. It's just trying to create exactly what you envision doesn't happen in 5 minutes. I'm giving you guys the rest of this week. And this will be due on Friday. And honestly, like, what I see here is looking pretty awesome so far,
Yeah.
Mhm.
okay? I'm just trying to work out why this different menus are showing up just for different things and why it's not showing up elsewhere.
Cause I really don't know for some things. Like, I guess those things were like not intended to be multi-purpose, so they were just made for one thing. And like,
Well,
I mean,
what do you mean by that?
well, like you see the cone.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how it had like a radius thing.
Yeah,
It's like, something like that would. You could probably like change that manually, but it's probably easier if you just use the top radius, base radius, height, size.
well, the reason why we're able to set these parameters here is because we could change this.
Shrink it beak.
We could. Okay, same thing with this base radius. Okay, there's different changes that we can make, you know, how high it is, you know, what these sides are like, etc. But why this one, I think in this case, it's just a matter of you can stretch it out. And so, alright, you're saying before on each of these, you had those parameters
yeah, it's always there.
Before?
It's like, it's
and it
always-
isn't now? I don't see how you could have turned them off.
No, it's still just only on that yellow cone.
Yeah, I don't know how you could have turned them off. Like, all the others you're able to control here, whereas with this one, by doing this gave you that extra control, but I don't know why. I can't find any reason of how you could have turned those off.
Maybe I could. I'm gonna
Now,
try.
if I try to look at someone else's, let me see what someone else's looks like. If I go back to the class,
Maybe if I exit.
and let me look at, say, James's. I'm gonna copy his again, so I don't make any changes to his.
Wait, is he seeing the thing too?
So if I click on this, I'm still not seeing.
No, it's not.
I'm seeing the dimensions on here, but I'm not seeing necessarily different dimensions there.
Yeah, I mean, it should be always there.
Is it going to affect your work?
Well, I mean, like,
Not really.
well,
Are you not
I
able
don't-
to change the dimensions otherwise?
I mean, I don't know really. I still can't. And
You still can't what?
well, so where do you go? I just want to. I mean, if I can't find the part where you could like bend the shape. I mean, I'm trying to find that, but I have a feeling it was probably with all that other stuff that's gone now.
Okay, so if I wanted to modify a shape, let me look at this one right here. Okay. I don't think we ever finished this.
Yeah.
That takes stuff out.
I mean, besides, well, now I mean the second. There's another piece now that has all the new length on it.
Okay,
but
well, I don't know what you did to change it. Could you tell us?
I don't know, I mean,
I don't know either.
let me see
You know,
what-
to me, I can see that I can change the different dimensions for different objects right here. And I could even type in numbers.
I'm gonna see if I could copy this and see if the
Yeah,
same thing.
maybe that will make a difference.
Yeah, I'm gonna see,
You notice here, yes, I made some changes.
okay,
And it gives me all this radius, steps, length, width. Now if I go to a different piece, it doesn't give it to me, but once I start making changes, and I start putting something else in here, will that make a difference for us?
okay, so I've copied another, I've copied another piece and that doesn't have, it doesn't have the,
Okay, how about if we take a new piece and we bring it over?
I did that,
Okay,
it does.
and it has it, but the old pieces do not.
Wait, what's Ari's problem?
What he's finding, and that's bothering him a lot, is that like a lot of these things, when we bring them over, we see this sort of information. But as he's manipulated some of them, that information has gone away. And he wants to find a way to get that menu back.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, I made a piece and I'm almost done, but like, I realized that it was a hole and it goes through the bottom of the cup. But like, I can't edit it.
What can't you edit?
I think it's this,
Can you add a piece back in? So what is creating a hole?
this,
That right there?
it goes through the cup. Look. But it won't let me edit it.
Because you grouped it already?
Yeah, when I like ungrouped it.
You've ungrouped it and it's still showing the same thing? You're really close in. I need to zoom up. So we made that and it ends up going all the way through. Yeah, I can sort of see why you zoomed in as much as you did that too. What is this right here?
There's
That's
a lot of
you trying
things
to
on
put
shape
something on the
generators.
bottom, like an extra little layer?
That was, no, that was just the bottom, because this was a hole. Like, it was just a tube.
Okay. That is, look at that. Can you make this a little thicker? No.
You know what, I just thought of, wait,
I was just thinking if we could,
I just thought of something now.
make that a little bit thicker. Nope, that is movable then. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no, because
Where is
it's
it?
still going through.
I just thought of something.
I don't have an easy fix for you. Is it possible that what you might need to do is redo the thing that is causing the hole? Which appears to be the straw?
Like press the undo button.
No, just, would you be able to remove the straw and put it back in so it doesn't have a hole through the bottom?
But it's like not attached to the straw. Like the only thing, I just can't edit it. Like it will only like click on it.
So you can't click on that at all?
This works.
Uh-huh. Can you pull that up a little bit? So it isn't, I think you're just lengthening. I could be wrong, but.
Ooh. Now Miss Lisa. I just
I
discovered.
don't know what's going on there.
I just discovered. So I want to click on this half sphere and it doesn't have it either. A half sphere.
I don't have an answer. I don't know why it's showing up for you.
Oh, I think I know why.
Why?
Wait, I'm gonna see if I'm correct. I'm gonna see if I move in
Okay.
a sphere and see if the same thing happens. It could be because like, I think it's because it doesn't have like, unlike the cone like and poly like, I think it's because things like a sphere don't have like sides. I mean like, well I mean.
No, I don't think that's necessarily the issue.
Because I've noticed that as I look at different kinds of shapes, they each have different things. Like polygon has just sides,
Well, there's different things
bevel,
that you need to set,
and
yes.
segments. While cone has like top radius, base radius, height, and sides.
Mm.
And then even just a normal half sphere has nothing.
I think the important thing is, as long as we can find a way to make those changes. Now, Leon has a much bigger problem where he's not able to select the thing that he's trying to edit or remove. I think he's working at it.
I'm gonna use a sphere instead to make that.
Having any luck? So? It's still there. So what is this? Is this showing whole, or why is that? Can you remove the whole? Make that. Or no, view is hard. And you can't
Maybe I
select
should-
this?
Maybe I should move the platform away so you can.
Yeah, that might work. If you can move that platform out of the way, you might be able to get to that piece a lot easier.
There we go.
What? Did you get it back?
Well, he was able to move a piece that was in his way as he's trying to manipulate other things to try to change things the way that he wanted. So it takes a lot of patience to work with the work plane, to switch back and forth between the solid and the whole, to, adjust things to the right sizes. And we're not expecting you guys to do this, like I said, overnight. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of patience to work out, okay, how can I make this happen? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this, I was.
So you got it back, we don't know how.
I used I used a sphere this time.
Okay.
I just looked at the
I use a different piece,
Yeah.
okay.
So, what I'm just trying to figure out is how can I get it to just curve to where it covers like that part
I understand.
without it like sticking out to where people
Okay.
can see.
Let us come over to, is that under here? We learned about this a little bit the last time when we needed to make a change, like when we needed to resize things
Yes.
for,
Change.
we needed to save it.
The bending. What shape.
So if you take something like this and we stretch it and so on. Was there a way that we need to, it's unlocked.
First, you can only like bend the whatever it's
No,
called.
I think we can, we just gotta figure out the way to do it.
Is it possible to bend this one?
Export.
Is it on like edit creation?
See what else we have here.
I think it sounds like it's all the half shapes, cause I mean, I've looked at, round roof and just the
So
triangle.
it looks like you can do it definitely with a shape generator. Like this, where you get this parabolic curve. That. Oh, and that page is missing. Lovely. You really could have used that.
Oh, I'm on that. I'm like that. I'm like that thing.
How about something like this? I copy and tinker that.
That's kind of simple design. I think you just like took a half of the torus or something, and you made it thinner and like raised
Yeah.
it.
I agree with that.
Perhaps, maybe the reason.
I think taking a curved piece and trying to embed it in probably does sound a little easier. And cutting it where you need to.
So like, don't use like a sphere, and just go use a.
You know, use something like this round roof.
Well,
Or yes, a half sphere.
how though? I mean, I've looked at the half sphere and I haven't seen like how it is.
And zoom in.
Can you go down a bit? I think there's like a thing that looks like way better for it.
What's
You think
edit?
there's something that was way better?
Yeah, the two.
Edit grid.
The two.
The what?
You can make the grid
No,
bigger.
not for
small.
what he's trying to, to
Hmm?
cut that in
You
half
can make the
that way.
grid bigger.
Yeah, because it would be way
Alright.
easier. Like,
Okay,
Could've
I see what he's saying. Well, the
Size
thing
of-
is that he's trying to get it rounded in both directions.
Yeah, like to where it doesn't have like that flatness.
So the tube wouldn't work in that case. What would work better?
You say flat in both directions?
No, he wants it to be like an oval shape. wants it to be on that front surface of the cup, so that it literally bends and takes the shape of That's why I'm saying, I think a half spear might work a little bit better. Of course, he's still gotta, like, so you take this, you take a work plane,
Yeah, but it might cause like a line wracking.
put it up there. And then stretch it out. But in this case, we really want to embed it down and in.
Hmm.
Rather than being upwards. Can it be slightly, well, that looks a little weird. Actually, that's not bad.
Using a,
Like that.
what shape is that? It's a half sphere?
Yeah.
I don't know what ruler is used for.
It's when you wanna come in and you are trying to measure a particular thing. So it sets up this ruler here to help you keep track of things so you don't have to count each of your 1 millimeters.
So you're like using a snap grid for that?
Yeah, we're still using a snap grid.
Or a work plane? A work plane?
Yeah,
I think snap grid could be off. For like trying to get it like really good.
no, that's still, unless we are able to embed it, I agree, this still doesn't work.
So you can't use like a half sphere then?
Well, it still sticks out the side some. You can see there still isn't bending. We should be able to. We just gotta find the way.
This is the way.
That brings it out.
No way. I think all the letters don't have it either.
Yeah. This is taking forever to find that. How to bend text. Putting details on curved objects. Let's see about this.
Tech. Hey guys, welcome back. So, last week I did a video on how to create gears in TinkerCAD. And continuing with that trend, I'd like to show another technique that I use quite frequently. And this is how to put details on a cylindrical or spherical object, basically just anything curved.
Okay, this might be useful.
And it's hard to describe, but you'll understand once we get in there. And if you have not seen the video about gears, check that out here. And then let's get into it. So let's just move these off to the side.
So he's gonna put
and
a
then
cylinder,
I'll
which is like your
create
cup.
a cylinder here, and then we will scale it up to a pretty big size. We'll just go 60 by 60. That should be good. And so
what I mean by details, let's just take R2D2 for an example. You can see I have him right here, and he's just cylindrical, but he's got a lot of these different, boxes and a couple of cylinder type shapes cut out of that cylinder, and that can be very hard to do in TinkerCAD.
So you know how you can have all the different things that are part of
my
that
technique
robot
for
piece.
doing something like this. So first thing, we've got our boxes, and let's just create one that is 10. We'll move it up there.
But we wanna curve
Put
it.
one next to it.
So he puts it there.
Is 2. And I'm not trying to model R2 here. I'm just throwing some different shapes and stuff on there. And then for something like this, that it's gonna be on the side, I'll just rotate it 45 degrees like that. And then move it up. And just make sure that the part that is in contact with the cylinder is what you actually want to display on there. So like this pyramid here, when we do this, it's only gonna take just a little bit of what's touching it right here, about 1 millimeter off of it. So make sure the imprint that you want there is what is touching it. And then let's just we'll do another box down here.
Like, just get to the part where you curve it, right?
Okay, and then actually we'll extend this one out to the other side, and then I'll duplicate that and rotate and put one there as well. So basically a really, really easy way of doing this is, let's go ahead and duplicate there. So now all of those are one object. Up.
Okay,
Instead
I
of
just need to see
adding
where
this
he
to the
starts
center.
curving it.
And there was a couple things that jug out from it from there.
Okay, so you can see though,
Most of those details.
so these do
And
get
there was
embedded
a
and
couple
curved
things that
in.
jug out from it from there. But those are the basic techniques
Where
that
this is
I
out.
used for the
So we're gonna have
extra
to, I think
material to
tomorrow,
envelop everything.
take a look at a closer
So,
look at this video.
We are gonna come
Does that
up.
make sense? It is gonna give us the information that we
There was a
need.
couple things that
Let's see, is he gonna do it quickly on this one?
drag that out, duplicate it, rotate it, and then let's do another cylinder on the top. That looks like it's centered. Okay, so let's do that. Now, I'm gonna take these and group them,
So you
not
put the whole
with
thing.
the sphere. But then I'm going to duplicate the sphere, and then just like before, we're gonna move them out 1 millimeter on each side. And then we'll just create that as a whole, and then get our big chunk of material again. Develop everything. And this one we actually cannot just extend up, it would distort a little bit. So just go to the bottom and shift click until you get it.
But I'm gonna save that for right now, add that in here, since I know we're gonna have announcements right away. And we'll start with that tomorrow. Oops. Like I said, all of these things, it's possible, we just gotta figure out how. And there's been people that have been doing this for years and years and years, that they've come up with many tips and tricks, that all we have to do is Google to work out, okay, how did they do this? How did they do this? I can't quite anticipate what exactly you guys are gonna need, but we can find what we need to help us out. So, There's putting details on curved objects, using the shape generator. You have a lot of options. We just have to be patient to work out what we're trying to put on there and figure out a way to do it. I guarantee we can figure out a way. I'm surprised we haven't had announcements quite yet.